Hello everyone and welcome to our last lesson before winter break, classify, add, subtract, and multiply polynomials. This is lesson 14 that's kicking off our next unit, which is going to be on polynomials. So this is going to be a longer lesson. It's 3 pages, so just anticipate that. But let's get started. So you're going to be able to classify a polynomial in standard form and then add, subtract, and multiply polynomials and write them in standard form. So our first concept is, let's talk about what the heck a polynomial actually is. So a polynomial is a sum of terms in which variables have positive whole number exponents, meaning no negative exponents, no fraction exponents, no decimal exponents. And there are no variables in a denominator, aka the bottom of a fraction, or in a radical. So if you have a variable in the bottom or in a radical, it is not a polynomial. So our first example is I have 3 quote-unquote polynomials, and I just want to state if they actually are a polynomial or not. So again, you want to look for whole number and positive exponents, no variables in a denominator, and no variables in a radical. So this first one, we have 1/2 x cubed plus y squared minus 7. My exponents are 3 and 2, and those are positive whole numbers. The only thing in a denominator is a 2, not a variable, so that's good, and I see no radicals. So we would say yes, this first one is a polynomial. Now for the second one, 4x squared plus 5x minus 6x to the 0.5. That 0.5 is not a whole number exponent. So just because of that, no, this would not be considered a polynomial. And then finally our last one, negative x to the 5th over y. Well, we have a variable in the denominator, so automatically, no, that is not a polynomial. So now that we know what a polynomial is and is not, let's take a look at some vocabulary. Yes, we haven't really done much vocabulary, but polynomials are very important. So we have the vocabulary, the definition, and right here we're going to give an example of each. So the first vocabulary word is terms. In a polynomial, a term is separated by an addition or subtraction sign. So here I have negative 7 plus 2x squared plus 3x. So we would count each of these guys separated by a plus sign, a term. So that's 1, 2, 3 terms. Next, standard form. A polynomial is considered in standard form when there are no like terms and the terms are in descending order by exponents. So largest exponent first to the smallest. So now this first example we did, I'm going to put it in standard form. 2x squared plus 3x minus 7. So again, we look at our variables with the exponents, and they go from biggest down to none. All right, leading term. The leading term is the first term of a polynomial in standard form. So with 2x squared plus 3x minus 7, my leading term is 2x squared. Next, we have leading coefficient. The leading coefficient is the number in front of the first term of the polynomial when it is in standard form. So 2x squared plus 3x minus 7. Our leading term is 2x squared, but my leading coefficient is 2. Next, the degree of a polynomial. The largest degree, also known as the exponent, in the polynomial. So when you have it in standard form, that is going to be your first exponent. So here, my degree would be 2 because that is the largest exponent. And then finally, the constant term. The constant term of a polynomial is a term with no variables attached. So we have 2x squared plus 3x minus 7. The term with no variables is minus 7, so that would be our constant term. So that's the breakdown of polynomials and each little piece. And you're going to have to identify these things in your homework. So we're going to do that right now. So our examples are, we want to write each polynomial in standard form, then identify the number of terms, the constant term, the leading coefficient, and the degree of the polynomial. So we always start by putting it into standard form. So we want the term that has the largest exponent, which is 2x cubed. And then we just go in order. Negative x squared minus 4x plus 9. So now we need to count the number of terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. The constant, remember the constant has no variable attached. So that would be 9. The leading term is the first whole term in standard form. So it's going to be 2x cubed. The leading coefficient is the number in front of the leading term. So it would be 2. And our degree is the highest exponent, which is 3. All right, our next one, 2x minus 3x to the fourth plus 6. So standard form. Negative 3x to the fourth needs to come first, then plus 2x, and plus 6. So the number of terms, 1, 2, 3. Our constant is 6. Our leading term, our first term, is negative 3x to the fourth. The leading coefficient is negative 3, and our degree is 4. All right, on the next page, we are going to discuss how to name polynomials.